Hello, welcome to this new tutorial about the Siemens NX API. We will see how to manipulate assembly constraints. To follow this tutorial, basic knowledge of C# programming or .NET is required, as well as the use of Siemens NX CAD software. We will also use Visual Studio as the development environment. If you haven't done it yet, I invite you to follow the tutorial on configuring Visual Studio for NXOpen C#. In this tutorial, we're going to loop through all constraints in an assembly. We will learn how to get related geometries and components from a constraint. We'll interact with components and assembly structure with NXOpen.Assemblies namespace, and the NXOpen.Positioning namespace will allow us to precisely define relationships such as mates, alignments, and offsets between parts. Open Visual Studio and create a new project using the template we created during the tutorial configuring Visual Studio with NXOpen C#. Give the project a name and location and click on Create. Check that the references to NXOpen have been imported. Double-click on Program C# file. To begin, we will display the results in the NX console listing window. You should be used to this procedure. We will now retrieve all the constraints of the active part. With our workPart object, we will use the component positioner class to obtain the constraints. The constraints property return a constraint collection. So let's initialize our variable collection. As you can see, there are two constraint collection class, so be careful to take NXOpen.Positioning. Visual Studio automatically added using NXOpen.Positioning to the top of the page. We will go through our collection of constraints with the for each loop. First, let's display the constraint name. There will be several constraints, so I will create a counter. I do a bit of layout to properly separate each constraint in the console. I will also display the constraint type. Okay, let's see if our code works now. Save and build the solution. In the output window of Visual Studio, copy the DLL path. In NX, go to File menu, then execute NXOpen or use the keyboard shortcut Ctrl+U. Paste the path to the DLL. Select the DLL and click on OK. As you can see, there are 7 constraints in my assembly, the name that is automatically given when the constraint is created. The constraint type also appears as expected. We have constraints like fix, touch, center, align, lock, and distance. The distance constraint is suppressed in NX. It still appears in our console. This is completely normal. Let's continue our program. Go back to Visual Studio. Let's change how the constraint type is displayed. We will add more information. Let's add the constraint status. Let's also display whether the constraint is suppressed or not. Let's add the date when the constraint was modified. Let's take the creation date instead. We will now retrieve the references for the constraint. The getReferences method on the constraint object returns an array of constraint reference. We will then display the number of references for now. Okay, let's test this already. Run the application in NX using the keyboard shortcut Ctrl+U. For the type of constraint, it was better before, but it's okay. We'll change this later. The solved status means that the constraint is satisfactory. We also now have the information about the isSuppressed property. For the distance constraint, the value isSuppressed is equal to true. The creation date is also present. The number of references is displayed. For the center constraint, we have 4 references, as it is type 2 to 2. For the status, there can also be the values under constrained and over constrained. If I activate the distance constraint between the jaws, and then I add a touch constraint between them, I have an error in my constraints. If I restart my program, the status of the distance and touch constraint has been changed to over constraint. We will now see how to retrieve the references used in the constraints. For example, the faces, edges, and components. Let's fix the type display first. We will display the geometry used for each constraint. Let's create a for each loop on the elements of our constraint reference array. We will retrieve the geometry with the getGeometry method, which returns an NX object. We can display the type of geometry. We can also retrieve the component used for constraint using the owning component property of our NX object. Add using NXOpen.Assemblies to your project. Let's display the component name in the console. In summary, we extracted the geometry used for the constraint, as well as the component used. With the component, now we could define a part object and thus have access to all the features of a part. For example, retrieve the attributes or expressions of the part. We won't use it here, it's just to show you how to recover the part associated with the component with the prototype property. Oops, typing error. I check if everything is okay. That sounds okay to me. Save and build the solution. Run the application. For the first touch constraint, we have the base part and the moving jaw as reference components. The two components are constrained along faces. If I edit the constraint, we see that it is indeed about two faces used to constrain the parts together. Let's also see the center 2 to 2 constraint. We do have 4 faces used for this constraint. That's it. You learned in this tutorial how to go through the constraints in an assembly and extract certain properties, as well as retrieve the geometry and components used for each constraint. Thank you for your attention. I invite you to subscribe to my channel and like this video. I would be very grateful. See you next in a new tutorial.